Hey folks, my name is Mike, and quite frankly I got tired of the short hair, so I decided that I was going to grow it long and paint it pink. And now I'm going to apply for an internship at the RDQ warehouse. Tyler, can I work for you this way? Is this good? Is this a good look? Is this RDQ appropriate? Today we're going to talk about Tyler's role at RDQ. He is the owner of RDQ, but what many of you may not know is that he does not even live in the same state that RDQ operates in. So how does Tyler operate and contribute to RDQ on a day-to-day basis? I found his answer to be very interesting, and I hope you will too. Enjoy. Break down for me, like, what is something that you do? Like, what's a decision that you make on a daily or weekly basis for RDQ? So if you're not in the day-to-day operations, you're not in there packing, shipping, pulling, inventory. What is your job and how do you do it? Like, I know you're the owner, but give people a sense of, like, when might they come to you and go, Tyler, we need you to make a decision here.
Sure. Well, usually I'm going to them. So I'm, as Chad said in some of his other interviews, like, I am extremely proactive and extremely involved as much as I possibly can be without sitting right there. Right down to, I'll ask for a specific 3D printed part to get printed that day in a specific color because I see that we're getting low on stock or something to that effect. So basically, for lack of a better term, I would say that what I do is like the brains behind the operation, and my team is the brute force that makes whatever crazy stuff I come up with happen. Mm-hmm. So essentially that boils down to, with being a retail e-commerce store, it boils down to deciding what to carry, when to carry, and how much of it to carry. Mm-hmm. In addition to, I essentially solely do all the product, I would say creation / development, and then I bring in a team to help me refine some of those ideas and make sure that the product we put out is following the intention in the QC that we demand. And what I'll do for Rotor Riot, or what I am doing for Rotor Riot, is essentially the same thing. Mm-hmm. So basically anything that can be handled on a computer that deals with money, that's essentially what I do. I'll add on another bit to that. In that I also strive to have a kind of a big picture look at what does the industry, what are people demanding right now? Mm-hmm. What are they going to demand tomorrow? Which is a make or break kind of thing for an FPV store, because even though the industry product wise isn't moving as rapidly as it was, say, a year ago, it's still extremely rapid, and a product that sells great today may be completely just nobody will even care about it a month from now. And the fact is that a few of those mistakes can lead to your company failing.
So how tight are those margins? I mean, how tight are, if you over order by 15% and you have stock of, let's say, a motor sitting on the shelves that, it's the Jing motors, right? Or Sing motors. Everybody seems to they can't get enough of those, right? So you guys, invest heavily in those, but then something new comes out, surpasses those. How do you deal with that in the store?
So you can boil it down to, obviously every product varies. So for example, FR Sky, Free Sky, whatever people call it.
Whatever it's called, yeah.
Historically terrible margins. When you add on the cost associated with a QX7, the dealer margin, the cost for me to ship it, to myself, the cost for me to put it on the website, put it on the shelf, put it in a box, ship it to you, pay a 2.9% credit card fee, give you free shipping. I am even. So
Wow.
for FR Sky stuff, that's why it's extremely difficult for a small shop to stock something new FR Sky, because you have to be literally perfect with your ordering, which is impossible to break even. And for a small shop, if they over order by 10 radios, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
7s. And that can stop you from being able to buy up whatever people start demanding next week. Now, obviously, there's stuff that caveats that has greater margin. Generally speaking, anything that a company produces straight with the manufacturer, produces themselves. Say if RDQ puts out an RDQ product, or Get FPV puts out a Lumineer product, all of those are going to have much higher margins. And it's why you see all of the biggest shops selling a lot of those kinds of products, because the fact is, with the margin combined with how quickly you have to move in the industry, you basically have to cut out the middleman to stay profitable. And that means, instead of, say, just for example, going to Speedix to buy an ESC, you go straight to an ESC manufacturer and have an ESC made. And that gives you just a little bit more margin to get by on. Now, caveat that's also dangerous, because minimum order quantities are huge. So it is kind of the age-old thing, the rich get richer, is very much, in my experience, being from a super small shop to now the second biggest, just RDQ alone, the second biggest shop in the U.S. Behind Get FPV. That is exactly what happens. The rich get richer, meaning that when I have a couple products that RDQ puts out that are a hit, I can survive one that fails, no problem. And same goes for anything that I might carry. So I can go big on a new FR Sky item because I can afford to. Other shops simply cannot, and that's just, there's so much economics, numbers, money management, and pure luck / guessing that goes into having a successful FPV business. And that's why you've seen 0 shops other than RDQ since 2013 open up and become profitable.
Are you profitable?
Yeah.
Okay, so because this interview will come out after his, but I spoke with Drew last night, or a couple nights ago, and one of the things we talked about was the way that they run their business. They're just break even, right? Or they did at the time. They were just break even. And coming from a small startup world myself, like I've worked for Silicon Valley startups for quite a while now. We're not even profitable. And very rarely, unless you get bought by a bigger company, do you ever get to taste the profits. It's always venture backed. When you say that you're profitable, are you like, how many, like, how many products can you gamble with on a week-to-week basis or a month-to-month basis? Like the Free Sky controllers, or like how much slush is in there that you've got a pretty good base here, and that there might be some demand here, and if there is demand, you're the only one that's going to be able to stock it, because you're the only one, or one of the only ones that can stock it, because you're big enough. So how many products is Tyler gambling with on a week-to-week or month-to-month basis?
So I'm sure there's a actual like economic term for it somewhere, but in June of last year was when, quote unquote, I'll say the chains came off of RDQ, meaning that in June of last year, I got to the point financially with the company where I could order whatever I want, whenever I wanted, and however much of it I wanted to.
Okay.
And that is a huge turning point for a company. Previously to that, I had to time orders, say, okay, I know you're releasing this product tomorrow, but I'll have money for it next week. And that insanely reduces your sales because people want it now. So June of last year was when we hit that point. And from a sales perspective, there's pretty much two times in the company history. There's before June of last year and there's after June of last year. And it's why RDQ, I mean, we took a lot of market share last summer into this winter, into this spring, and then in a position where we could bail out another FPV company and keep it afloat. But all of that is just insanely difficult to do. And it is not something that I take for granted. So I'm definitely not willy-nilly, whatever it is, I'll stock it. I still, RDQ was built upon stocking things that people actually want that are going to serve them well. Because if I sell you a product that you end up having difficulties with and you don't enjoy, the fact of the matter is you're going to associate that product with RDQ. So I'm only going to stock good stuff at RDQ and at Rotor Riot. And so even though the chains came off, gloves came off, whatever, financially, the way I run it has never differed. I've just now been able to run it unrestricted.
All right, folks, that is it. That is the end of the Tyler Brennan interview series. You know, he and I talked for about an hour. He was on a really tight timeline. And I think we got probably about 45 minutes worth of the interview up. There's a little bit that we cut out, but honestly, I put all the really interesting parts in. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'd like to say thank you to Tyler. Tyler, I truly enjoyed speaking with you. I hope that we can speak again in the future. And wherever the winds may carry you, I hope that it is awesome and spectacular from that F-15 Strike Eagle that you're flying in. Anyways, my name is Mike. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. And there will be more. There will be many more interviews to come. I'll talk to you soon.